Hi everyone, good day. Today we are actually gonna learn something, and it's about English, of course. And yeah, today is a very interesting topic, I think. So, shall we start? So, before that, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to like and, of course, subscribe. Thank you. So, we're going to have our lesson for today, and of course, it's all about adverbs of frequency. Okay, I think you are familiar with those, and we're gonna review. So this is a kind of review. Okay, so I'm gonna show you something. Let's have this one. So I think you are very familiar with those. I think, like always, of course, usually, often, sometimes, and never. So you're familiar to those actually adverbs of frequency. But today I'm gonna add more. So there are actually five. So I'm gonna add five more. So it actually makes it 10 adverb of frequency for today. Okay. So are you ready? Let's start. But before that, please wait. Let's have to. Please wait. Please stay with me. I'm very sorry. I have a technical problem here. So I'm very sorry for that. But yeah, we're gonna have this one. Stay with me. Please wait. Okay. Okay, so we are going to continue. Okay, so for today, I'm going to teach you 10 adverbs of frequency. So there are actually very common adverb frequency, and those are always, usually, often, sometimes, and never. So for today, I'm going to add more, and I'll make it 10 adverb of frequency. Are you ready? So let's start. So there are actually 10 adverb of frequency. I'm going to show you those. So the first one there is, so okay, this one. So I'm going to have to write this. That is always. Next, always is, that means 100%, right? And let's have usually, that is 90%. Let's have normally or generally, so that is actually 80%. Let's have 70%, that is often or often. Frequently, so they're just actually the same. And the fifth one is 50%, that is sometimes. And then 30%, that is occasionally. And the 10% is seldom, and 5% is rarely, and never is the last one, that is 0%. Okay, so I suppose you are very familiar, and yeah, so we are going to practice how to use them. Okay, so the first one, it means always. So always, that means, for example, I'm gonna give you one example. I always wake up at 6 o'clock. So that is 100% you always wake up. Okay, that's like every day you wake up at 6 o'clock. So that's 100%. Next, let's have I usually come home after work. So that is 90%. So maybe for 1 week, you just actually you come home. You come home after work. So just 90%. Next, I normally swim after school. So maybe for 1 week, maybe just only 5 days. So that's 80%. When you say 90%, that is usually maybe for 1 week, you just actually come home for 6 days. So that is usually. So I think that is clear. Let's move on to 80%. That's okay, normally or generally swim after school. Next, 70%. I frequently spend Christmas with friends. Okay, so frequently or often. So you can actually, as you notice that there is 70% there, so it would be very easy for you to understand. That is okay, 70%. So not really often. I mean, it's often or often or frequently. So maybe in 1 week you just actually spend Christmas for just like just a little time, not very often, just often. Okay, so let's move on to sometimes. That is 50-50. Okay, so half of it. So I sometimes play tennis on the weekend. So maybe for 1 week you just play tennis like 3 times, like that. So that's it. Next, occasionally. So from the word occasion, I occasionally eat Vietnamese food. So occasionally. So maybe just when you say occasionally, from the word occasion, like maybe just on Christmas, or I mean at Christmas, in New Year, like that, in summer, you just eat Vietnamese food. So you can't eat it every often, every day, always, usual like that, but just occasion, like there is a party or event like that, so you can eat it. Okay, so that's it. Next, let's move on to 10%. That is seldom. Okay, when you say seldom, that is 10%. So I'll seldom go to the library. Oh, so 10%. So maybe in 1 week, you just go to the library just like maybe 2 times. Oh, very seldom. That's seldom. Okay, just 2 times, or yes, that's it. Nice. Let's have to move on to rarely. So when you say rarely, you just go. For example, I rarely listen to the radio. So maybe you don't like listening to the radio so much. So you just maybe 1 time in 1 week. So just very rarely rather. Okay, so let's move on to never. I never listen to rock music. So it means zero. You don't like rock music and you never listen to it. So that's it. Okay, that is actually very clear to you, and I think it's very easy to understand. So if you want to say something and you don't like, if like repeated actions or like you usually do it, like you can use those adverbs of frequency. Okay, so those are very easy. Again, always, 100%, usually 90%, normally 80%, often 70%, and sometimes 50%, occasionally 30%, seldom 10%, rarely 5%, and 0%. That's never. And that's it. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna speak here. I'm gonna give you some examples before ending this video. That's actually live. So for example, if I'm gonna say, I always I always eat rice. So that means every day I eat rice. Next, I usually Wow. What what do I actually do? What do I do that I usually do? Okay? I usually cook. Yes, I usually mm, cook lunch. Yes, I usually cook lunch next because sometimes actually I buy some foods like obento or lunch boxes in the convenience store. So I usually cook lunch. Next, normally or generally, I normally swim after school, or I normally mm, I normally go to work. Yeah, I normally go to work. That is very normal to me because I don't go to work every day. So I normally go to work. No, 70% often or frequently. I often I often watch movies. So that's 70%. Next, I sometimes drink cola. I'm not really into cola, but I sometimes drink cola. Next, occasionally, I occasionally go to the Philippines because I'm in Japan right now, and I occasionally go to the Philippines, especially uh in January or at Christmas or in New Year. So that's I occasionally, so just once a year. Nice. Seldom 10%. I seldom eat. Okay, I seldom eat spaghetti. Yes, because I actually don't make spaghetti here, and yeah, I seldom eat spaghetti. So 10%. Next, 5% rarely. I rarely go shopping. I rarely go shopping actually because I when I'm in actually when I started living in Japan, I rarely go shopping because my place is just inconvenient to the shopping mall here, and it's a bit far. I need to take a car, take a taxi or bus like that. If I'm gonna walk there, I think it takes 1 hour like that. So, or 30 minutes more. That's very far for me. Next, let's move on to zero. That's never. I never eat. I never eat fried frog. I never. I don't want to eat fried frog actually. But that's fascinating. I would love to try those. Anyway, that's it. So I think that's fine. And it's done. Thank you so much. And hi, Music Lover channel and James Doran Wallace. Thank you so much for coming. And yeah, I think I'm going to end this live and my lesson is done. Class dismissed. Thank you and have a great day. And I hope you're actually learning something from this video. And yeah, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and have a great day. Good night. Bye.